it just seemed, it was a pretty even game, I thought, up until the penalty, and I thought that there really wasn't much rhythm to the offense tonight. It just seemed like every time you tried to attack, they were breaking it up, winning balls in the middle of the field. Did you see it the same way? And if you did, what do you think caused that?
I think we know the nature of this game. There's two ways we can play it. We can control the chaos with our play, or we can join it and fight. And I didn't think we did either in the first half. We have to be better with the ball. We maybe had 2-3 opportunities, but I think we've got to fight harder. And the positive is we came out and we fought in the second half. But first half, I thought the game was messy and we just didn't really compete in those important moments.
Over here to the right.
Michael Batista, New York Sports Nation, Hudson River Blue. Could you please talk about Matt Freese's performance and if you think he can be the starter for this team going forward the rest of the season?
I think he made one save. The game was tight. There wasn't so much for the goalkeepers to do really in those moments. Do I think he can be the starter? He started to get the last two, so I have full confidence in Matt. But Luis is pushing him hard. I have full confidence in both goalkeepers. Luis has made big saves in big moments. Matt made the game was 3 goal chances for them, and one being a penalty, and on one of them he made a save, the other one didn't hit the target. So, Matt can be the starter in this team, no problem.
We'll go over here to our right, left to the gentleman in the jean jacket.
John Beatty, Area Sports Network. You're out of the Leagues Cup now. How do you view this tournament for your team and for the group, and what lessons, positivity, anything you can take from that going forward?
2 positive performances, although we were disappointed with the result in Atlas. Should be a draw, but we had enough chances to win that football game without relying on the referee's decision. A really good performance against Toronto. A close game tonight, a typical New York derby where it was, tight. We didn't do enough and we gave away a cheap penalty. So the cup has been, fairly positive, but it's disappointing to go out. We have 17 days now to prepare for the first of 10 really important games. It's really clear what we have to do now. We have 10 games. Ultimately, after 10 games, we can feel like we do tonight, or we can feel like we did last week. And this simple as it is for our team. The boys know what they have to do in the 10 games.
We'll stay over here on our left for the next question.
Coach Leo Kayao with Skyscraper Blues. You have 17 days before your next match against Minnesota, and given the results of the past 2 games, how do you think the long layoff with a significant amount of time will help and affect your team moving forward?
I think the long layoff will be really positive for us purely based on the amount of players we're adding to the group. So the group will look different. We said all along that we were going to strengthen the group, and you see, hopefully we can work for Burke really quickly. Juliana can come in. Andres will be ready to play now that League Cup is finished. Monsef will have more training time, and hopefully we can, continue to push the group so that we have a group that is really fighting hard to make sure they're ready for the Minnesota game. Because I say again, we have 10 games now. It's really clear. We're below the line and we have 10 games to get there.
Staying on the left side over here in the front.
Hi, Coach. Juan Carlos, Embark Sports Media. Just wanted to ask you, being from the outside, you see things differently, but how did you see the game in the second half that you necessarily didn't really put in the substitutions soon enough? What did you see from the game that took you long to put in?
I made 2 at halftime.
For the forward position, putting in Tales and putting in
Yeah, I think ultimately Monsef is the guy that we've gone with, and I thought we knew we had 60 minutes in the Toronto game, and Monsef has not played since May. We can roll with him. Ultimately, he had 75 minutes, 80 minutes tonight. We knew. So I knew I was going to have to change the 9, and Tales Magno's DP. So I put Tales in on 80. And then we rolled the dice. We don't normally play with 2 strikers. We put Gabe Siegel in to try and get a goal because we knew it was a 90-minute game, really. I thought we had 2 or 3 looks in the second half. What I asked for at halftime was more fight, was more being more ruthless in our offense, and I thought we had 2 or 3. Monsef had a really good look. Tavon Gray had a really good look at attacking the space, and the nature of these games are they're really tight. You don't get many looks, and you look. They got 2 and a penalty, which we give them, and we got 2. So it's disappointing. I think you need to be clinical in these moments, and in those 2 moments, Tavon forces a save, and Monsef just maybe can carve out a cleaner shot.
We'll move to the right side in the back.
Sean Sutherland, Allen Magazine. Coach, it seemed, without looking at the stats, first half, you had more of the ball, not getting so far forward. Second half, different. Did you do something different as far as maybe going more direct? You see them doing something different?
No, I think naturally we want to control the chaos better. I think we did that when we came here last year. I think we did that when we came here this year, although we lost. This time round we didn't, and we were turning the ball over too much. We played a game that Red Bull won in the first half. So I changed the system to try and give us the opportunity to have more of the ball. And I wanted the team in the moments when we brought them to be more direct, and we did that in the game, and we got 2 looks from it. But I just don't think we had good enough individual performances tonight to really stamp our identity on the game.
Stay on the right side for the next question.
Hey Coach, Jessica Tejudo from Soccer Adictos. There was a homophobic scream. Do you have a message for the fans about that?
Yeah, the fans are excellent tonight. When you come here and you see our fans around the stadium, and then we see our fans up in the top, and we can hear them. That's why it's disappointing, because I want to fight for those fans. I want to make sure that we win these games, and we probably should have been more ruthless in the first game here, and tonight we just didn't compete enough in the first half, and the players know that. And in the second half we put Justin and Mateus Pellegrini in, and I think we started to really compete in the game and start to really push the game. And we've got 10 games. We need the fans behind us now. We need the fans to be the 12th player for this team and really push us hard. And we know what we've got to get better at. We know where we've got to improve, but we need our fans behind us, because we really believe that we can do this. And we've got 10 games to do it, starting with Minnesota.
Staying on the right side for the next question.
How's it going, Nick? Christian Smith, 5 Borough Footy. I wanted to know what your thinking was by bringing in Monty Pellegrini and Justin Hack on at halftime, and what you were looking to accomplish from that. Like if you were looking to do a different shape, or just attack a different portion of the pitch.
Yeah, I went 3 in the back just to try and overload the first line, to try and take away their first line of pressure, or to bring another one of Red Bull's guys so that we could open spaces for Monsef and open spaces for Santi. And I thought we started to get ourselves in the game. I think ultimately we've got to show more composure. We've got to show more. We've got to be more assertive to apply our style on the game. There was moments. I'm sure I'll watch it back and see maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 moments, but not enough. We have to almost take the enthusiasm and take the momentum out of their pressing game, because we know their style. Pellegrini came in because I know he's going to fight. I know this guy is going to give us everything. He's going to fight, and he has quality. So I just wanted to try and get some real energy into the group after a little bit of a flat first half.
Switching to the left side.
Hey Coach, Daniel from the City Boys. Monsef looked visibly frustrated that the ball wasn't being fed to him. Can you explain what was the difficulty for the team to get the ball to him, because he's such a vertical threat? You think that would have made more opportunities?
The fact that we haven't played with a guy like this for the whole season. So it's going to take time for us to adapt our style. We've played with Richie Ledesma, Santi Rodriguez, Talas Magno, Gabriel Pereira, that all want to come to feet. So the guys are in there, and they know we've played a game where we have to carry it to the final third, and now all of a sudden we plug a guy in there that just wants to run this way. And it will be a strength of ours, but it's going to take a little bit of time. We've had 5, 6, 7 training sessions at this, and there are a lot of phases in the game we have to improve at. I agree. We said this at half time. This guy is going to run. Give him the ball. Put the ball in there. He's going to fight for us. I just think it's going to take a bit of adapting to a different profile of 9.
We'll take our last question up here in the front. Oh, left side, sorry.
Mark Radigan, Hudson River Blue. Coach, obviously getting started on the front foot is key when you want to be successful in a match like this. And when you look back at the Toronto match just a week ago, your squad started very confident, free-flowing football that we hadn't really seen in a long time. And considering that that was also a winner-go-home match, and just as this was tonight, what did you see that was just really different, that from the jump, your squad sort of started off on the back foot? What did you see that was kind of different that maybe would have caused that or led to it?
I think ultimately it's a totally different game. It's a New York derby, whether it's a play in and play out, whether it's a league game. If this game was a friendly, it would be exactly the same. We played last week against a team that lose every week. And we started on the front foot. We try to start on the front foot, but they start on the front foot. It's a fight. This game is always a fight, and I think the game was pretty even until we give the penalty away, and then that shocks us, and we have to try and get into it. And a totally different style of team as well. This is a team that plays off being on the front foot, plays off energy, plays off regains, and if you give them one or two, the crowd comes, and we have to control that chaos better in this game, or we have to join the fight. And I thought it took us a little bit too long to get into that moment to do that, but I totally agree. You have to start in every MLS game. You have to start quick. In every road game, you have to join the game quickly. Otherwise, the other teams will run all over you. And as an area we have to get better at, especially in these Red Bull derbies away here at Red Bull Arena.